In today's Leeds news, international call-ups, Jordan Zamura linked with Leeds, Marc Roca's international Leeds future, Leeds list in the disciplinary table, Willie Gnonto to Juve gathers pace, and Jack Harrison contract talks on hold. Morning, folks. Hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. Wednesday on what is Paddy's weekend coming up, so I have a short week. I hope you're all having a nice day, nice time, and you're all ready for the push into the weekend and what will be a massive game for Leeds United against Wolverhampton Wanderers. There's a bit of news floating around, and we're going to go through a few small bits and pieces. We'll do a short midweek loan watch as there were some updates last night from some of the players. The main story will be Willie Gnonto and Jack Harrison. Gnonto to Juve is gathering a bit of pace with a lot of sources in Italy commenting on it now. And Jack Harrison contract stocks appear to be on hold at the moment. So we'll get into that in a sec. We'll start off with international call-ups, though. And Max Wober has been called up by the Austrian national team for the upcoming Nation League games. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because we're at that midweek break, that mid-season or end-of-season break for internationals, and you kind of want that time for Garcia to be able to work with the players and fix the issues that Leeds have and get them playing the style of football that he wants to play. Players going off international duty won't help with that. US national players haven't been announced yet, but potentially could see the 3 US players go off as well, and that would be a real problem for trying to get them all to work together. You're hoping the National League games, the glorified friendlies, you're hoping these players kind of pull out of these ones, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on, according to 90 Minutes, Leeds have been linked with Bournemouth left-sided defender Jordan Zamura. Zamura has started 17 of the 26 Premier League games this season for Bournemouth. He's been capped 6 times by Zimbabwe. However, West Ham, Aston Villa and Newcastle are also said to be interested in the player, along with clubs in France and Germany as well. West Ham are said to be in pole position at the moment for the player. It would be seen again as competition for the left side of Leeds, whether it's left side, centre back, or left back. But there's a lot of competition, and it is coming from 90 Minutes. So, huge, massive pinch of salt on that one. So, Leeds amongst a host of clubs interested in Jordan Zamora. Wait and see how that goes. Marc Roca, according to James Marshman over on Twitter, Javi Garcia is set to make Marc Roca a regular starter in his team. What Garcia has been saying about the player is that he sees him playing a leading role, and also he sees him playing a leading role for his national side, despite the fact that Roca hasn't received an international call-up. What Garcia has said about him is this: he has been, is, and will be important. He's a player that I think could help us and help the national team also. This is not the first time that Roca has been talked about to fix an issue or a positional issue for the Spanish national side. We get still no call up for him yet, but look set to play an important part for Leeds moving into the back end of the season. Moving on, let's have a quick chat about the disciplinary table. And for once, not that bad for Leeds. We're in 11th. So Leeds are ranked at 11th on 56 points in the disciplinary table. That equates to 50 yellow cards, 2 second yellow cards, but no straight red cards, which is not bad. The 2 second yellows, Tyler Adams was one of them. I can't remember the other one, but not in a bad spot. West Ham are in the best position on that on 37 points at the top of it with the best disciplinary record. But Leeds in around the middle. That's okay. Let's move on to talk about 2 big stories, and let's talk about Willie Gnonto first. And according to Calcio Mercato, as well as Gianluca Di Marzio and a few other places in Italy, they're labeling this as Willie Gnonto could betray his former club, Inter Milan, by returning to Italy with Juventus. Gnonto did come through Inter Milan's academy system. He didn't make a senior appearance for them, but he was an academy player. He played up as far as under 19s with Inter Milan before moving to Zurich. And according to Gianluca Di Marzio, Juventus are very, very keen on bringing Gnonto in. There was talk about a swap deal for McKennie, a straight swap. It now looks like what they're discussing is a McKennie plus cash for Gnonto. Remember, Leeds pay between 3.5 to 5 million, anything up to 10 million for Gnonto, depending on clauses. It would be a huge return for Leeds to get a player and cash. However, it's just a bad deal for Leeds. This player has bags of potential. He's 19 years of age. And letting him go right now would be a mistake. He has a contract with Leeds until 2027. But what Calcio Mercato have also said is apparently Gnonto would be in favour of a return to Italy to play for Juventus. So, massive club. They've got a lot of problems at Juve at the moment, but it's a big club. He is Italian. You've got to think about that and where Leeds are in the league currently, and with him not starting games at the moment as well. Maybe there's something in that as well. So, not great to hear, but understandable, I suppose, to a degree, but it is what it is. Move on. Let's talk about Jack Harrison. And contract talks with Harrison, which we talked about earlier in the week, are now said to be on hold. According to Mo Ibrahim, who's part of Gianluca Di Marzio's team of people, he said the contract talks are not progressing. He's waiting until the end of the season. He's now decided to put the contract talks on hold and see how things go between now and the end of the season. And Harrison will only have 1 year left on his Leeds deal at the end of this season, which means a cut price sale, if a sale happens, will be likely, or Leeds run the risk of watching him wind his contract down. I wonder, is this in response to the Leicester City stuff that went on? It's clearly come out because of Rajazani comments that Leeds were interested in bringing Zaniolo in on loan. And that's why they're trying to get Jack Harrison out the door at the same time. However, the Zaniolo deal didn't materialize because Leeds were looking for a swap deal. It didn't happen at the time. So, interesting one. We did hear rumblings that Meslier, Koch, and Harrison were the three players that were likely to leave Leeds in the event of a relegation. You've now got Robin Koch putting his contract talks on hold until the end of the season because he wants to focus on the season. You know, Jack Harrison putting his contract talks on hold until the end of the season. And starting to look at these players and maybe looking at it and thinking, this ain't going so well, you know. You'd hope it's not that, and I am speculating. So let's hope it's not that. We'll see how that goes. We'll finish off with a very quick roundup on loan watch because of some players in action last night. Leo Hjelde played 57 minutes for Rotherham in their 2-1 loss to Preston. He was taken off in the second half. Second game in a row he's been taken off. It was labelled last weekend as a tactical change, which didn't work for the manager. You'd wonder, is it again? Hjelde has been playing very, very well for Rotherham. Fans seem very happy with him. But that's 2 games in a row where he's been withdrawn. He did pick up an a late yellow card in the first half last week. Not so much this week, so it's an interesting one to see what happened there. Charlie Creswell had a fantastic night and continues to excel at Millwall after having a really tough time starting off at Millwall. He really did struggle to solidify his position in the Millwall side. He's now an ever-present in the team. And last night, he added a goal in Millwall's 2-1 win over Swansea. Not only that, he had a 100% tackle win percentage. He had 4 blocks in the game and won 4 out of 5 aerial duels, as well as getting a goal. And I think he managed, I think it was 3 or 4 passes in the opposition half as well. So great work by Charlie Creswell. He's just growing and growing and growing in that Millwall side. It's brilliant. And his manager has had nothing but high praise to say for the player. So well done, Charlie. Ian Poveda back on the Blackpool bench last night, but unused sub in their 6-1 win over Queen's Park Rangers. Poveda obviously out of the last 2 squads due to disciplinary reasons. Back in the squad now, but not on the pitch. Jamie Shackleton did play 25 minutes off the bench in Millwall's 6-1 win over QPR. Nice to see Jamie getting back on the pitch after missing out last weekend. And that's it for Long Watch. And that's it for the news for today as well, folks. My one a week. If you like the channel, if you want to support us, you can like the video, you can share it, you can subscribe, all that kind of stuff. That helps the channel grow. And I appreciate that very much. And yeah, that'll be it for me today. Have a lovely Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for more Leeds news. See you then.